Update on injury news. I know Jürgen Strand-Larsen was injured at the weekend against Arsenal. What have you got?
Yes, I got injury, muscle injury. Will be out next game, and for the other one, I don't know.
It's obviously the last few days of the transfer window now, and there's a lot of talk externally about who you might bring in. Are you close to getting a centre back?
You know our priorities, and the priority is still the same: a midfielder and a centre back. The club is working on it, and I hope until the end of the window we can bring someone.
If you couldn't, would you be comfortable with what you have here?
No, if I still like this, I will do my best for sure. But the clubs knows that we need to increase the level.
One player who is here, of course, is Matheus Cunha, and the longer that goes on, the more that supporters will be pleased. Are you confident you can hold on to him now?
He's working. He's doing a good work, trying to come back to his potential, and I'm happy with the work. I hope he can help us next game.
Away from transfer news, it was a big week in terms of refereeing because Michael Oliver, who sent off Mars Lewis Skelly in the game last weekend, has come under a lot of hassle, even death threats as well, for what happened in that decision-making process. What are your thoughts on the referees and the pressure they're under and the abuse they take?
What I can say about this is, with this pressure, I think we cannot perform well. Understand? This is my opinion.
Thanks, Vitor.
Vitor, good to see you. You mentioned Strand-Larsen's injury. There's been a lot of managers, let's say, this season who stick to their guns notoriously. Given, in particular, his injury, are you tempted to change system? Is that something you've looked at in preparation this week?
No, I cannot change my system. I cannot change. If we build a system, or if we build a style of play, or a game model around one player, it will be a disaster for us. We are trying to. What I think is to. We must improve. We must improve our qualities, our dynamic in our game model, the way that we start to work since the first day. This is something that we need to look for our game and to improve every day, working on it. Okay, not about when I have an injury. Okay, we can play with another striker, different qualities, for sure, different connections with the other players, different movements, but still doing the same, or trying to do the same.
Let's look forward to the game itself. Always a big fixture in the calendar for both Wolves and Aston Villa fans. Give us a bit of an insight into your experience of derbies themselves. I know you beat the likes of Galatasaray with Fenerbahce in 2021, which is incredible atmospheres. Give us a little bit of insight as to what was that like and what you expect from a derby this weekend.
I play in my career a lot of derbies, big derbies, and every time when I go to a country, they say to me, "This is the most incredible derby in the world." Understand? This is, of course, I understand, but this is. We need to look. Of course, it's important for us to play with our supporters, to be our supporters with us, to playing with us. This is important. And for sure will be a good game because we'll try to play, they will try to play, and in the end will be a good game, and I hope we get a good result. and I hope that that we can make proud our supporters.
They've had a big result in midweek. You can tell it took a lot out of them, late goals and so on. They notoriously have struggled after Champions League games in midweek, plus the fact they've actually used the second least amount of players in the league this season, plus they've got a few injuries. Is that something you have to take advantage of? Can we expect a quick start from you?
More than looking for Aston Villa, we should look for us inside of our what we can do, what we can improve from the last game to this game, and this is the way to be consistent. This is the way to create something consistent, something that identity that we know that this is our basis and we must improve. And if I look for the last games, we tried in every games. We try to play our game. If you take off the game of Chelsea, because against Chelsea, in my opinion, we didn't play in our best level. We didn't. I think we didn't play with our work on the pitch every day. You understand? Was something for me strange, but okay. If you put out this game, every time we compete. Of course, against Newcastle was difficult, 3-0. But we had chance to score, more than 2 or 3 chances to score. Against Nottingham, we had 5 chances to score, 4 or 5 chances to score, and we competed. Against Arsenal, 1-0, but if you look for the game, another detail, and we miss in the moment that we create the situation to score. They score. They got the chance and they score. And this is something that we need to increase, to improve. This is the small details, but working every time in our game. I respect a lot Aston Villa. They have a very good team, but if I look for the other teams, I cannot do my work. You understand? I need to build something strong, and to build something strong is important. The most important is to look for us, not for the other teams.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. In your previous experience as a manager, you say you've managed a lot of derbies. Do you tell your players anything differently going into a derby? We know that passion and emotion can increase.
But my experience with derbies is the emotional will be there for sure. The emotional will be there. My speech is not cannot be an emotional speech, because the emotional is there. My speech must be about intelligence, how to be organized, tactically in the game, in each, because this kind of games, a lot of times they are decided about in a second, in a detail, because we go in the emotional side and we forgot the detail. This is my experience. We need to do our work, be focused, be confident and calm to do our work, and because the emotional will be there for sure. We'll be there outside, and we need to be intelligent to manage the different moments of the game.
I know you weren't in charge for the last game against Aston Villa, but have you watched that game back, and what have you learnt from that game?
We will learn every time. We learn about each game is a game. Each game is a different game, a different opponent, and we can. I watch the game, and I know that we'll face a strong team. But I tell you honestly, I'm looking for my team. I want to see my team. I want to see the best version of my team. This is taking everything I can from my players. Okay.
Hello, Vitor. I know you want a midfielder who can play as in a two, as you've explained before. You don't have João Gomez tomorrow, so how do you see your options for midfield now with Andre?
I will play with another one, and the player we try to do for sure the best to help us. And this is I know we need. I think we need someone for this kind of moments that when we don't have, because the experience that we had is when we lost Andre in that game, we feel that we need another midfielder. Now we lost João, and we feel that we need another midfielder. This is not a news. It's not a news. Why? Because if I look for our options, I still speak about Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle. I spoke with him this 2 days. I think, or yesterday or 2 days. He's a very good player. Very good player. Technical quality, good decision. He likes to have the ball. But in the end, for me, looks like more 8 to 10 than a 6 or a 6 to 8. Because to change this takes time. Understand? If I look for Bellegarde, in France he plays in a different with 3 in the middle, sometimes in the back of the striker, sometimes as a winger. It means he's a player that can play in different roles, but he never experienced to play with 2 in the middle. It's a very different role, because you cannot lose positions every time. You can't go in the sides. You can't go in the box, and you can't do, because when someone with 2 midfielders, you must understand in all the moments, every moment of the game. You must understand the balance of the team, and this is something that needs time to create or to change in the. And after we have from injury we have Buba. I must start to call him Boubacar, because I say Buba, and I want to remember the name, and say Buba. For me is Buba. Okay, and Buba came from the injury. This week he got flu. Another problem, and this is the this is what we are facing now.